Good evening, everyone. Here, my opponent cherry-picks certain information in support of the restoration of net neutrality. However, there is more important information that Renaya failed to mention, which obviously concerns the opposition to net neutrality. Renaya, are you aware that there are several opponents to net neutrality, including former FCC Commissioner Ajit Pai, NetScam founder and inventor, capitalist Mark Anderson, co-inventor of the Internet protocol, Bob Knopf, PayPal founder and Facebook investor, Pet Theo, Mid-Media Lab founder, Nicholas Negroponte, Internet engineer and former chief technologist for the FCC, David Farber, and Nobel Prize economist, Gary Becker. Are you also aware that companies such as Verizon, AT&T, and Comcast are some of the biggest opponents to net neutrality? In fact, since 2005, these companies have lobbied 3 times as much in opposition to net neutrality as Google, Microsoft have lobbied for it. Lastly, Brianna, have you realized that critics of net neutrality argue that data discrimination is desirable for reasons like guaranteeing quality of service? For example, Bob Knopf, co-inventor of the Internet protocol, called the term net neutrality a slogan and opposites established it, but he admitted that he is against the fragmentation of the net. Whenever this becomes excluded to other participants, likewise, Curve, Khan's co-founder of the Internet protocol, explained the confession of their position on net neutrality, stating, "There's also some arguments that says, well, you have to treat every packet the same. That's not what any of us said. Or you can't change more for more usage. You didn't say that either. There are 2 sides of every story. Let's stick to the side of the whole truth." Thank you.
We answer strongly that it shouldn't, and so should you. Thank you.
With the affirmative cross-examination, Rodney Reese.
Good evening.
That's right, too.
As you may hear our opponents talking about the cons of net neutrality, there are so many more pros. Let's talk about equality. That's important, right? Net neutrality protects the equal access to the internet. This means that anyone can access the internet the same way you can. This is important for small startup businesses like t-shirt printing. That's a business, but not as big of a business as Publix, Walmart, or Amazon. The internet can help the t-shirt printing business learn how Amazon and other big companies got to where they are now. Another pro to net neutrality equality is it puts a leveling playing field for businesses big or small. This is good for startup companies like pet sitting. About 70% of U.S. families have pets, and pet sitting would be very efficient, especially for people who leave their pets at home for trips. According to the University of California, net neutrality is the principle that all internet service providers should treat all the data online the same and not discriminate or charge differently based on any criteria. If the existing rules are reversed, some telecom companies claim they would be able to offer a wider range of internet service options at higher and lower price points. The new rules will still require them to be transparent about their practices so that customers can have a clear idea of what is the best plan for themselves. Do you believe that? No. The FCC's current chairman, Mr. Pai, says that under his proposal, the federal government will stop micromanaging the internet. He argues that rolling back the current regulations could restore internet freedom. But how can he be talking about freedom? How could it be possible to be free when the content you are reading online is selected by the broadband you are using rather than yourself? It doesn't sound equal or free now, does it?
As they exit the stage and we will be joined by the high school students, I want to tell you what an excellent job again they did here. The art of debate involves mastering skills of obvious intrinsic value, the confidence to speak in public and make sense, the construction of logical arguments, and most importantly, the willingness to hear others' arguments and to respond to them. As we prepare debate for the high school scholars, I would ask you to clear your mind of what your personal beliefs may be and listen to both sides of the argument. This topic is often a subject of controversy. The question of gender can open up one's mind to different differing perspectives, allowing them to hone their critical thinking skills. The mere concept of categorizing an individual as a specific identity and the fundamental belief about whether gender can differ from one sex assigned at birth is closely aligned with opinions on gender issues. As these issues of gender and rights are addressed and the broader landscape around gender identity continues to live, there are a complex set of views around these issues. With the negative cross-examination for 3 minutes, Isaiah Reese.
Good evening, everyone. As mentioned by my teammates previously, the opposing team attempts at validating third gender as a concept or accepting item in society, which is problematic. The idea expressed did not mesh with society's established rules and laws. Our opening construct cleared up the issue as it relates to terms intersex, transgender, and non-binary. Allow me to briefly go further into a compelling conversation. The law of the land that set rules for bathrooms in school for example, is it clear on male and female room designation and are guided by state building codes that direct building design. The difficulty of bathroom usage lies in gender identity that is not matched gender assignment. And a CNN study performed by U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention stated 1 out of every 4 students that identify as transgender survey reported abuse, which is about 25.9% of approximately 37,000 students. That 25.9% was 15% girls and 10% boys. While this debate naturally is far from over, our position on this debate is that gender identification is respectful for bathroom usage without the case of being uncomfortable. Sports is another area that a third gender / transgender uncertainty creates problems. Point of case, if LeBron James decided to become a woman, would it be right for him to play in the NBA where he would score 840 points a game? Now think about that. I am sure some concern would arise from women who are scientifically born a female that will have to guard. The Leah Thomas story. The young man who took the appropriate hormones to convert to a female is another example of a person who affected a sport, which is swimming. Gender / sex equality aside, although there may be evidence to support that the verified hormone treatment has caused little effect in this story, the concern remains of fairness and true equality since the person still scientifically and anatomically is a male. The boxer Patricio Manuel is another confirming story. A recognized female who grew into a female adult and became a female professional boxer, becoming a 5-time natural amateur champion, as well as competing in the 2012 Women Olympics. In 2012, she decided to transition to a male and made his professional debut as a male boxer in 2018. Boxing rules allow boxers to screen and to fight. The professional league is basically a warning fighting a female in the ring. The point of this example and the other is to further the scientific position beyond the hormone treatments to actually anatomically surgery, which will help transgender matriarchal neutrality into society. Thank you.
Instead of a typical F or M mark. They sued in the initial federal courtroom and worked in their favor. However, an appeal...
So thank you once again. We'll have my alarm's still going on. We can have the middle school come back up and join us as well. As they join up here, we want to also give thanks to the coaches that have done an amazing job this evening. I'd like to get a little statement from them. Before we get that, though, I want to remind you of the raffle that's still going on. Is the ticket woman still over there? There she is, right over there. That raffle's still going on, so we'll wrap that up before we get to the finals of here. So if you still want to buy your raffle ticket, please do that now. As we wait for the results, I wanted to poll the judges now to get a sense of how they thought the debate was going on. We'll go ladies first. Last weekend of announcing some of the award scholarships for the Pinellas County School District, and I said then what I'll say again. There's nothing more heartwarming, inspiring, and reassuring than being in a room filled with brilliant young black children.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit from them, shall we? I wanted to talk to some of you about just how you felt about your debating skills and what you learned out of it. We'll start with you first.
I learned that in order to be a good public speaker that I do have to emphasize my points and make my argument more believable to myself so that I can present that to the audience and make them believe my argument.
Nice.
And I'll go back here and ask one of our... Oh, you stood up first, so I'm going to come to you. What did you learn from this?
I learned how to take my time while reading, but also stay on track while reading, and also how to pronounce my words when I'm reading.
That's very good. And come over to this side. You stood out there, young man. Oh, young man. You come out and tell us what you learned.
I learned to take my time, don't talk too fast, so I can actually pronunciate my words. And that was all.
That was good.
Come on, Zach.
Thank you. The far end right here. What did you learn most from this debating experience?
I learned that even if I'm nervous, never slow down, try to make sure I keep it in time, pronounce everything right, and just make eye contact with my audience.
Now I have some of the coaches here, and you've been here for a little while. How did this group fare compared to ones in the back?
Well, actually, this is the youngest group I've had so far. The majority of 9th and 10th graders, and I thought they did a wonderful job. Tough subject to really work on and educate weekly, but my hat's off to them. They're bright stars.
You handling your group of high schoolers.
Well, first I want to say you all did an amazing job. These have been some very rough topics, and having them dig deep has been an experience. But they did a wonderful job, and I'm very proud of them. This was not much different of a group for me from last year, but they've grown, and I noticed the growth in them, and so we worked on some small points, some that the judges mentioned. But as they mature and as they continue to do this, I see their journeys being very bright.
How did you see your journey?
No, they did a great job. Coach Williams and myself, we've been here since day one, several years ago. This is the first time that I had students that had never debated before. So we spent a lot of time researching, trying to put our argument together. So after seeing the performance tonight, I'm very pleased.
I have to echo Coach Jackson, whoo child. But they came through. I'm very proud of all of them. They've shown a lot of growth. Their confidence stood out, and like you said, proud of them. This is, I think, most of their first time debating, and they did a good job.
Again, you all did an excellent job. How are we doing? We still? Okay. We still talking? Okay. We can still talk. We want to find out. Okay, I want to find out what because I just talked with the company about what you learned. Anybody else have anything else they want to point out about what they learned most out of their subject matter and what they want to learn more about?
Yes, sir. No, he raised his hand. He got to go.
Okay, let me run over here. Of course, it's a way over here again, isn't it? A question. What did you learn most out of this one?
What I learned most is that regardless of the topic, we had the downside, which means that we didn't have more of the ups. So regardless of the topic, there's still always research that can be found. And what I learned is that if you actually do it instead of just being lazy, you'll be better in your presentation.
Message. When they form their opinion, they're just lazy and they don't do the research, do they? That's exactly right.
That's what I'm talking about. Speak up.
Well, now, on that note, I believe we have the middle school results.
Let's go.
Something that we have not discussed in the past is the criteria that they're judged on. So I thought it would be interesting just to share that the criteria is cross-examination, effective use of historical evidence and content knowledge, use of persuasive appeals, and overall performance. And so with that, we do have the middle school scores, and we'll announce the middle school team. Let me do this first, for all the excitement. Each middle school student will receive a prize, a monetary scholarship prize. And for tonight, we had over $5,000 in donations to divide up among the teams. So the winners on the middle school team will each receive $250. The team that is, I don't want to say they're not the winner, but the loser. Next team, the other team, each member will receive $100. So they are all winners. On the high school side, each winning member of the team will receive $300. And the other team members will receive $150.
Okay, for the middle school, the affirmative has a total score of 457, the negative 424. So the winners is in the affirmative, 457.
Congratulations!
I knew he was going to do it.
Now we got to dress her. Let me leave him alone. You better leave
If we get Mr. Jackson's team to come out for a photo and get their paperwork.
Don't hide the little one. Come on now. Don't hide him. Don't hide him. We got folks over here.
That's all looking crazy.
Solomon. Keep your hand to yourself.
Okay. With the high school results. The negative, 477 points. The affirmative, 515.
So now I get to take the personal privilege of announcing that this year, first year, the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha have taken both categories. And I know we've stirred the pot now. So next year I already know that the Omegas will be bringing it. But congratulations, congratulations.
Gonna cry in the car. He like, man, I had plans with that money.
Congratulations.
Isaiah.
No, thank you.
And again, the winners of the high school will each receive $300, and these participants will each receive $150. So
Y'all did an outstanding job. And I'm not getting in the middle between this debate.
That don't.
Oh, we have the raffle. So I get picked up